live and bring this to the grown folk audience. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Just give us a second. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, everybody out there, grown folks. We are here on the Donna Smith Show. How are you today? It's a beautiful day. And we're just here bringing that grown folk talk. And I want to start it off by saying that none of the topics or questions that we discuss are meant to offend anyone. They are grown folk dialogue and topics. I am Lady D, Donna Smith, your hostess with the mostest. I am not a doctor, but I do have insight and I do have some wisdom. And everybody that's on my show usually has something to say. But I just wanted to let you know, and we are here today live. Hello there, Benjamin Smith. Welcome, welcome. And I just wanted to say, hey, you guys, are you enjoying that weather out there? Before we get into that, though, I don't know who has their glass. Sylvia? No
No,
glass?
not tonight. I'm taking it easy.
Ben? No glass? Coleman? No glass. Lord have mercy. All right, well, let me toast to the hostess. Let me toast to the hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D. Okay, so what's going on, grown folks? Are you guys enjoying this lovely weather outside? It's 80 something degrees today out where I'm at. How is it out where you at?
We had a comfortable, we hit a probably comfortable 69, maybe. Not too hot, but
69. There go that number again. There go that number. Y'all 69 degrees today?
something like that. It was pretty warm down here.
Wow, wow. That's in Frisco. How about you, Ben? What's the weather over there? Ben, unmute yourself, darling.
I don't know.
Huh? Oh, you
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you okay? You don't know. Well, it's warm everywhere. So, Mr. Coleman Green, I'm pretty sure it's warm where you at too. So anyway, last week, you guys, we were not able to do the show because of Easter, and I'm hoping that everyone had a lovely Easter celebration, remembering the reason and not the season. And I hope that it worked out good for everyone. I know it did for me. It's always great to reflect, even though I try to do it every day, on our blessings and all of that. And I hope that you all had a wonderful Easter last week. And I'd also like to start off talking about, we lost a great entertainer, a great uh, hip hop music iconic king, DMX. And I'd like to give my condolences to his family and friends at this time, and to all of his fans. And I was one, and still is. And I'd like to, give my condolences to that. And, how do you guys feel about that? I know we've all heard, there you go, toast, toast. We've all heard the news. It was some conflict in the beginning where the media was saying he was gone and he really wasn't, and then I guess it ended up being so that the family did make the decision. But any thoughts about us losing a great DMX at this time? And he was 50 years old, young man, talented. And any thoughts or feelings on that?
My thing is, drugs is powerful, and it has plagued the music industry forever, regardless to your race. Every race that is in the music industry has lost someone iconic who becomes a legend once you lose your life. And it's hard because a lot of people who are in the industry don't understand that this money you make with your first and second album is not yours. And they don't understand that, you're basically making 10 cents an album. for every, you gotta pay those, it's things that they don't understand that I know
Yes.
causes them to fall victim to the system. And if you don't know how to get money outside of being a rapper or a singer, it's hard for you. And especially if you didn't come in the industry like a few that has broken into the industry. They had money in their pocket saved up to pay for studio time. And
Yeah, it's an expensive hustle for sure. And you know, I can just imagine. I mean, I'm an artist myself, but I'm not, on that plateau like that. But I aim to get there. But anyway, I can just imagine the challenges. It seems like we're losing more and more due to some type of drug interactions or overdoses and things of that nature. I mean, we lost the great Whitney Houston, we lost Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, and quite a few others, and young, 50-ish, 50 years old. And it's heartbreaking. I know it is a struggle and challenges when you are in the entertainment industry, or just day to day. I mean, the struggle is real with a lot of people. We did a show on that with the drugs, and how prevalent they are and easy to get to, and how it's taken over the lives. And I can imagine in entertainment how critical it is to stay in it, to stay up on it, to stay with it, to keep going. And a lot of times it's easier to take certain things to keep you up, but at the same time you're damaging yourself.
And it becomes very addictive, and that stuff is, a few of the iconic people that are still alive. It was like, I had more drugs and women at my disposal than money.
Yeah.
And that's the way they, kind of controlled you.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I want to.
They have an idea. I didn't know the brother sold, I was listening to an interview of Russell Simmons, and he was basically saying that DMX had actually saved Def Jam. I have never had an idea that the brother sold 70 million albums.
70 million. Yes.
70 million albums. I did not know that.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then if you sit back and think about it, he made 10 cents an album. So off that 70 million, he made some fairly decent money for just the sales alone. Just imagine if he would have toured half the year like most of these people in the industry do. Yeah, he would have had to pay the promoters, the locations, but the bulk of that money would have went in his pocket. So if if he would have did that, just imagine how well off. Like you say, they said you have more drugs and women at your disposal than you do money, and that's how they control you. And if you don't keep cranking them records out, if the label is not promoting
women and men. I mean, think about our female entertainers. I mean, they got things that they're, it's the entertainment business is something else. And
yeah, I remember seeing him on I know a lot of people talking about his drug addiction and stuff, but I remember actually watching the episode of him on Ayala Fix Your Life. And man, that was a train wreck. And I know he got a lot of kids, which is really bad because his kids are in the situation. But they tried to help him at certain times, but he knew who he was. He knew at the end of the day, I'm still DMX. And that was really a bad. Yeah, that was a bad.
I didn't miss. I missed that interview. I wish I had seen that. How long ago was that he was on?
This was years ago. This was years ago.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but
yeah, wow. He was doing some. It's just his personality and how he dealt with things and stuff, and he just wouldn't. He wouldn't compromise. And that was the whole thing. And she ended up having to give up on the whole interview and everything. But it was a episode, but it didn't amount to anything because he refused to do the work. You
Yeah,
know.
the whole intervention with him and his oldest son,
Yeah.
and he was pouring his heart out, but apparently DMX was just, he lived a hard life, and he felt that the coldness that he was giving out was love, and he never knew that that was wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
He doesn't have a relationship with his children because he's so hardcore.
Yeah. Well, again, my love and my heart goes out in prayers to his family, friends, and fans.
Yeah.
What a loss. So sad. But on that note, we just have to remember that, each and every day is precious. Life is short, and you got to live it to the best of your abilities in the best way that you can. And sometimes we forget that things that we do to our bodies, to our mind, to our spirit affects the whole vessel. And sooner or later, that vessel is going to crash out. It's not going to keep going no more. You keep putting stuff in it, and even mentally, because some people check up out of here just on the mental. Sometimes mentally you can do a lot of damage to yourself, with having that poison put into your mind in any kind of way, be it stress, be it manipulation. I think I was talking to Ben about that, how people are so easy and quick to try to manipulate you in situations. You know what I mean? To gain their own personal whatever it is. Play with your mind. The mind is a powerful, powerful tool. And if you let somebody inside here and start to do certain damage, I did a video the other day about messy people, about how some people will try to get inside your mind and cause you to think in a negative way about yourself, about your life, about your direction. They will poison you. And depending on the vulnerability of you at that time, you'll take that stuff in and it's a shipwreck for you.
Yeah,
You see it all the time. What you
because I
say?
was just having a conversation with somebody the other day about something, and she's the type of person that either she's going to control the conversation or it's going to become argumentative. So I said, this is where I'm not going to say anything. No, go ahead and speak your piece. I said no, because you're going to continue to talk over me, and this is the part where I'm going to listen. And when I treat her that way, it'd be like 3-4 weeks go by before she calls me again.
I don't know whose phone that is. Is that mine?
That's Mr. Green.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No, that's mine. That's mine, but disregard it. That's the house phone. It's all right, y'all. Let's just do what we do. Keep it going.
Yeah,
but
go
negative
ahead.
people, this saying that hurt people, it's always been true. But then there's people out here, they just like doing damage.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
they like the thrill of doing it, and they like to see how it makes you react, how it poisons you in the moment. They get off by that. And like I made a point, birds of a feather fly together. Right?
Yeah, that's the worst ones. That's got to be the worst people, mentally wise, doing things of that to you. People that know they're doing it, and they're doing, especially when, they're doing it to families. It's people that specialize in manipulating, mothers or fathers to act certain way towards their kids. You see people that have moved in with folks or are living around people, and they're doing all this manipulation where, oh, your kid is this and this, and like, oh, your kid is, oh, they're just, they don't have the right disciplinary thing, and we need to change this and change that, and they're manipulating folks into thinking they have their best interests at heart. But all it is a lot of times is, just to get them out of the way so they can do what they want to do. you know, like sending your kid to military school for 10 years or whatever, knowing that, you know, you all you want to do is just have your own free time.
Well, yeah, and that's why it's hard to, you got to be careful of the advice that you take in from everyone, because
Especially
everyone
the
is
person
not
who's
looking
coming
out for
to your
your
home.
best. You know, they not looking out for your best interest. Sometimes it's an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Especially
You
when they're
know,
coming into your home. Because I know a situation where this woman had a man. He didn't want her. Trust me, he did not want her. But he knew she was weak enough to, he can tell her things about her children. And that was enough to get up in her head. And he did what he wanted to do and caused all this confusion and rift between her and her children. And now that they are adults and they mention that to her, when she starts talking about that person as if they had a great relationship. And she doesn't want to hear the truth as to y'all relationship was garbage. And he was just using your house as a place to lay his head while he do what he want to do. And he knew that he got up in your head and you was gullible and dumb enough to sit up here and start a confusion with your children. And he had such a smoke screen going on with her children that when it was over between him and her, she pretended to not know. And that's really sad because her relationship with her children is permanently damaged because she's not willing to
exactly.
or even look at, yeah, I did allow that to happen. I could have been better, but I can't repair what I've done. But let's try to make it better from henceforth. And that's not the attitude that she's presenting to her
But
children.
at the time, she might not have understood what was going on. You know, sometimes, like they say, love is blind, and you love this person to the point where sometimes you lose touch of reality of what you're actually doing to the presence of your children being involved with that, and you try to appease the one that you're with, because some people have a hard time adapting or even the thought of being alone. So they want to hold on to that situation. And even though that person is planting negative seeds with the kids and how you're rearing them and, you know, coming in the midst of that, you try to find all kinds of justifications of why that's happening. Well, you know, trying to take up for the person. Well, you know, the kids are bad and they do need discipline and they are here to help me and they need to respect the fact that this is a person I'm with and they are help. And, you know, you just lose sight of the mess that's being created because you're so caught up into this person. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I see it, you know.
And sometimes that is the case because you really do care. But in the same hand, trust me, being around that situation, that person didn't want that woman. Did you sleep in
Probably
one
not.
room? Oh, and he didn't. She was in one room and he was in the other.
Yeah, it was a disconnect. They were there for whatever their personal gain and reasons were. And
Yeah,
the kids was probably in the way of that. But just like,
no, her
and,
kids
and
wasn't in the way.
it's a control thing. Just like
Her
those,
kids wasn't in the way. She's just one of those women that, you know, is weak when it comes to a man and
could
certain
be.
things that she's
Yeah.
gonna allow to happen. And now 30 plus years later, she just doesn't want to apologize and see that you really damaged them. And they don't have a good
Is she still with him now?
no, he been left her.
Oh,
So where do
okay.
you think that comes from? So where do you think, you know, because you know, you said hurt people hurt people. Where do you think a mentality like that comes from? You know, like that woman had to, it's something in her past to allow her to think that's okay for
Well,
her to go
what I'm
along.
finding out now, what was told to me, because I don't know her like that, she's just always been evil. Her parents was married to death. She's just an evil person. And she used to keep up a lot of mess when she was young, too. She was a very aggressive troublemaker, and she feels that her way is the right way. And that's just how it was going to be.
How many kids does she have?
She had 5, I believe she has 5.
Oh Lord Jesus.
And yeah,
That's a lot of
she damaged
kids.
them all. Yeah, she damaged them all. And Two of them just won't have nothing to do with her.
Do you think that's bad? Do you think that's a bad thing?
I think it's bad for her because she's up in age. You don't have a man, you know, and
She
now
about to go to the nursing home. That's what you're saying. She
and
on
now
the nursing home.
Maybe not the nursing home, but
no, neither nothing. She now feels that those children whom she disrespected for this man is supposed to be there for her.
But they gonna
and when we talk about disrespected,
you let this man fight for children.
Let's say hold it. Let's just be clear. By you saying she disrespected her kids for the man, give an example or two of the type of disrespect that she did.
Well, she allowed him to fight her children.
Fight them or discipline them with a belt or actually
fight? You don't put I don't care who it is. He fought her children. You don't put your hands on kids that you ain't brought into this world and you ain't even raised your own. Don't even bring his around for whatever reason. When one or two came around, but one of them mama died and the other one mother, she just didn't care. But his other children never came around. And
so she allowed him to put his hands on the kids. And then what was another one?
She made her children clean up and his kids didn't. They didn't wash dishes. They didn't take out garbage.
So his kids actually lived with him or came to visit?
Only 2 were there visiting. He had like 8 kids.
So there was a difference in preference. My kids, your kids gonna do this and my kids ain't gonna do that.
But you allowed it to go on. That's your home. And if your kids didn't do what he say or something, you jumped on your kids when you should have been like, shut up, where your kids at? All right. You know, so she really ruined, and her children were going through pubescent years at, going from childhood to teenage years when they needed her in their most crucial, critical points in life.
The thing is that raises another thought is when you come into blended situations like that, there has to be communication and talk in the beginning, and you have to understand that this is our family. This is our kids. It's not about those are yours and these are yours, and we just gonna some type of way try to blend this. No, it has to be a straight understanding from the beginning. There should be no differences. I know some say the bloodline and the seed, if that's my seed, it's going, you feel that deep down inside it's a different kind of connection. It's a different kind of love. At the same time, when you come into a blended situation, because kids feel this, kids see this, and they live this, and they start to resent this. When one parent is treating that child a certain way and we're being treated this way, it's not right. And perhaps you wasn't ready to even come into a blended situation in the first place. You should just stayed on over there with yours and I stayed with mine. Because this and it creates a vicious cycle where these kids grow up having self-esteem issues, having resentment, and they grow up doing things towards their own family and kids that they got from the way they was raised, and it stems from us. It stems from making a change and a difference in your household with the kids, and the fact that that's why some people decide that they're not even going to date until their kids become adult age. They don't even have, or they just don't have who they dating around their kids because they don't want that. They just don't want to deal with it.
And it's no harm in that. I personally think that's fair because you can't trust people over your children in the first place. And for 2, especially when your children are going through those hard adolescent years. The last thing they need to be introduced is to somebody that mom or dad is dealing with. Now here they come and trying to tell me something. I don't even know you.
They're trying to change the whole dynamic of the household based on
don't know you.
Yeah,
Well,
I
the
mean,
kid-
they're adolescents, they're going through pubescent years. So you got to reach out to people who are close to you. When you're going through adolescent, pubescent years, especially just think about women. Most girls, not all, but some girls start their monthly at 9 years old. Some.
Yes, some do as early as 9. You're right.
Right. And definitely by 16, every woman, a girl, has now stepped into womanhood. So you have another person controlling you that you don't even understand yourself.
Yeah, but that's on the parent though too, because you have to, you have to take the time out. You have to have some rules and boundaries and decide, okay, is this person that I'm dating really going to be around my children for a certain amount of time? People get into relationships with folks, and 3 or 4 weeks later, they got these people interacting with their kid, and then 4 or 5 months later, this person's gone. And then when they get to a certain age, they like, well, why is my kid so screwy? Because you've had 5 or 6 or 7 different people that you had 6 or 7 month relationships in this kid's life. And this kid don't know up or down, right or left, because you've exposed them to all this that they never, how you going to expose your kid? People need to look at their kids as $1 million treasure. If you got $1 million treasure, why would you have your $1 million treasure around, the popers, knowing the popers been and steal and mess your treasure up? A lot of people don't look at their kids like that.
Right. And that's one thing about me, if I'm dating, I let people know up front, you're not coming to my house. And that has offended 2 people that I was hanging, just conversing with.
I mean, do you have a time frame? Say, for instance, if you let them know this, is that in the beginning, and maybe as time go on and you feel comfortable, then they can, when you see that you're in it to win it, or you feel like you're in it to win it?
I let people know up front, we're dating.
Well, how long do you keep them away from the house, though, is what I'm saying?
Over a year.
The first year?
Yeah, because I don't know if that's gonna last. And I have to feel comfortable with you. I have to learn you more.
And so you'll just hook up with them outside of the house. You'll go to their house, or
everything happens not here,
Okay.
But my relationship now, it's just, it's in depth. So it's not like a fly by day, gone by night thing. So we do spend time with one another here, there, children involved, but not so super heavy.
But because it's been time, though. You've had
time.
Okay. Well, I can understand that, and everyone has their.
What I don't like, and a lot of us do it in this world, period, is that man to be around her children. But if he don't bring your children around, his children around, there's a reason why. And whatever your reason is that your children is not around me, then we gonna let that be the same identical reason your children you're not gonna be around my children.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, because everybody has a reason. It could be
whatever the reason is for you not bringing.
We can go into 1,001 reasons why they don't bring their kids around you. You know what I'm saying? It can.
If you're not thing. And if you're a deadbeat parent, I definitely don't want you around my children because you ain't around your own, and you're gonna cause some strife. Because I was with a guy, he tried that with me. I said, let me tell you something. I told you my children come first around here. You can walk out that door. You don't have to walk back in. And it's not an issue, and it's not a problem. Don't you say?
Well, I think it's a good thing to put your foot down.
How you keep a man, Sylvia? Lord Jesus, you was a beast.
No, I mean, because I feel that it's fair that you know where I'm coming from up front, because I know. I mean, when it comes to my kids,
Sylvia, Ben says, "How do you?"
I'm a beast. I'm gonna tell him why, and that's because they can respect my honesty. Because when he tried, I said, "Didn't I tell you up front? You will not come before my children. You want me. They need me. Do you see the difference?" And if you can't respect that, everything I have here, I had before you, and I'm gonna have while you're here, and I'm gonna have when you're gone too. So take your pick as to what you want to do with me.
Well, it's nothing. I mean, the good thing about it is being able to, and I think a lot of people
But he was forewarned.
omit this. They omit this or don't have it. It's that
they do.
communication.
They
The
don't think that.
communication up front. You have to be up front. You can't wait until 3 to 6 months later and try to bring some stuff down on a person about, well, I want it this way or I want it that way. Let them know in the beginning where you're coming from. You give a person a chance to decide if they want to even deal with that by being upfront in the beginning. Because some people may say upfront, well, yeah, she a cold piece of work. I can't do her. And they'll be gone. And that's cool.
Right. Yeah, and I want a person who can respect my honesty, and I can respect you for walking away. Because the bottom line is, when your children are adolescents, teens, pubescent, young adults, 18, 19, 20, they're finding themselves.
Yes.
And they still need a lot of guidance.
Yes.
And you don't, and I feel that as an adult, life wasn't perfect for me. You don't throw your children to the curb and say, well, you 18 now, you gonna have to figure it out from here like I did. No, I feel personally, till you 25 years old, if you're not married, even if you are married, you still need to lean on your parents for something.
Well, in this day and age, they leaning on their parents and they 50. So it don't, for some people it don't ever end. But at some point, even going into adulthood, you get into those down moments where you do need somebody. But you try not to stay in those puddle poles. But we all get to a point where we need somebody, and we reach out to family. But for those who can't, some don't have any family to reach out to. So
right, or feel we're going to be judged. But when it comes to your children, tread lightly with having everybody. You don't show your kid to every man you meet, and you shouldn't show your kid to every man you date either, because or every woman that you date, if you want that person around for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you, like being said, stop changing your drawers quick as the wind blow, and then have your kids trying to figure out why they going up and running around here jumping on Tom, Dick, Harry, Hank, and anything in between. But that's what you showed.
That's what you chose, and that's good stuff, you guys. Good information. I'm gonna move on now to our inquiring minds want to know. Sometimes we have people who come to me with scenarios and situations, and they want to share it. They don't want to be known. They don't want it to be known who they are, but they just have a situation and would like feedback from our watching audience and also our panel. So I'd like to share this. Someone had sent me. I have been dating on and off a very pretty lady. She's smart too. I have struggled with my Christian behavior for some time now, on and off. We have had sex a lot, but now I have to back off due to sinning. Am I wrong? I have tasted the cherry, and we are both struggling to stop doing what we do. What would you tell this person, you guys? I mean, they had to stop in midstream, tasted the cherry, because they decided they wanted to get back on track. And I mean, I totally respect
that. Oh my God.
But it ain't like they never tasted the cherry, and then you can decide in the beginning, I'm not gonna do it because of this. They have went there. They've been doing it, and now they need to back off. What advice would you give that person?
Ben, you got the flow. You over there laughing.
I got the flow because it's ridiculous. You can't do all you doing for months and months on end and then come back and say, oh, my religious beliefs, like, oh, okay. You basically giving somebody ownership of your body. And now you saying, no, you can't have it no more. I mean, how does that work? That
Explain that, Ben. So you're basically giving them ownership of your body when you do it. When you
well, you just said they was we not talking about you didn't say they was in the game a few times. You said
a
they
lot.
was a whole lot of times. I mean, they know the itch that scratched you. So, it's
I
no
mean, they're both pretty much addicted to one another
yeah, but
because
one ain't tripping. That people they use excuses for things. That sounds like an excuse. You've already tasted now. I want to play peekaboo with you now. Oh man, I'm a pastor.
you think that's an excuse for them wanting to back out and not do it anymore?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't think it could actually be? And for those who's watching, I want to welcome your comments to this because this is a very real, delicate situation. I mean, do you think that a person can get to a point of spiritual awareness? Maybe feeling convicted, maybe feeling, guilty of doing this for so long, and now I have got to stop because I need to get my Christian life and walk in order. I mean, can that actually happen?
Well, they didn't say that. They said that they were already a religious person, and then they was doing these deeds, and now they need to change up the way they were doing things. So I guess
video is cracking up.
Yeah. So maybe they should just fix it by proposing and getting married then, because they've already did that.
Yeah,
but wouldn't that be the wrong thing to do?
No.
To get married because you're burning, and that's it? To get married because you're burning?
No, because
why
if
not?
you look at it, I'm gonna tell you look at it from a religious standpoint. I can't tell you the book, chapter, and verse, but I could find it for you. It tells you it's better to marry than to burn. If you're trying
to tell you that in the Bible, it's better to marry than to burn.
Yes, it does. I don't have it.
But who wants to marry somebody based on burning and sexual needs? If everything else is not totally in sync,
can I finish, please? If they're gonna cut off the intimacy, and that's a good thing. If you're trying to get your Christian life in order, try to do it right, and then you'll find out what you really do have in common with this person. It is nothing wrong with that.
Cutting off the sexual thing will help them spiritually and mentally connect in other ways.
You just hit my head.
But the thing about it is you've tasted the cherry. So that's what's hard.
It's not about that person. It's about their spiritual walk. They are trying to focus on their spiritual walk. And it seems like the biggest component is being missed.
Yep.
I'm trying to work on my Christian walk.
Hey, when you get arrested for stealing a car and there's somebody in the car with you, y'all both going to jail. They aiding and abetting. So if you've been sleeping with this person all this time,
Ben, stop being funny. Stop being funny, Ben. Stop being funny, Ben.
Being real.
Ben, we're not doing this tonight. We're not doing this tonight. Ben, stop.
Still gonna be punished for that sin. You already committed that sin with that person. You might as well go ahead.
No.
Put the ring on it.
Ben, stop. The only thing that me and Ben gonna agree on is the fact that it is better to marry than to burn. And that's
but you wouldn't do that. The person that you sleeping with, you wouldn't say, okay, I've tested out you so many times and I'm gonna go on and marry you because I'm in a bad situation. I shouldn't have been doing it like that.
I mean, how many people have sex somebody?
A lot of people do it. It's a lot of people who do. Now, for me personally, I already know up front if I like you like that. So it's not gonna be something I'll be doing. If I don't like you like, I'm
it's
serious.
Gonna be a religious walk. You're gonna hit them with the religious walk.
Straight up, I don't like you like that.
But then if you don't like them like that, why are you sleeping with them?
I'm not gonna sleep with them if I don't like you like that. We're talking about me. We're not talking about this person.
Well, they like them like that. Obviously,
he said.
Read that again, Donna. You said the guy said she is pretty.
Okay, she says or I don't want to say she or he, but okay. I have been dating on and off a very pretty lady. So it's a man. She's smart too. I have struggled with my Christian behavior for some time now, on and off. We have had sex a lot, but now I have to back off due to sinning. Am I wrong? I have
No,
tested the cherry and we both are struggling with doing this.
no,
You want
because
to
if
do it
they
too.
are, cut it out, Ben. If they are struggling together, apparently that person is respecting where he is
Mm,
trying to get their Christian walk together. That might be a good person for him.
mm.
Because you'll find out if you don't. I mean, Ben, we don't know what Ben do. We ain't even going there with Ben tonight,
Mm.
But
What you mean? I don't have nothing to do with it. I didn't. This ain't me.
you over there grunting every time I say something. You know,
Because I'm listening to you.
But what if that person is not on the same page? What if that person still wants to get
okay,
it? They still want to get it.
right, you do. But if my Christianity means more to me than sleeping with you, then won't we get married? Oh, that's too much to ask for, but you willing to shack up and all those other things. Yeah,
But
right.
I'm still lost with, okay, I get what the
It's their
Bible says.
Christianity. You guys are
I
failing
get
to
it. I get it.
realize
Wait a
it's
minute. Wait a minute. I get what the
personal.
Bible says. It's better to marry than to burn. I get it and
Yeah.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh-huh.
why do you want that to be the reason that you marry somebody? Come on now. We trying to give this person some advice, y'all.
Okay, well,
They are
you
in a
can give
situation
that
and they need to
person,
hear something.
you
They
can
in the
give that person
they in
whatever
the
advice you
situation that they created. This is not like they're in a situation that just came upon them. They created it. How are you going to fix your situation? How are you?
fix
You
yourself.
saying the person is pretty. You say the person is smart. That means when you say you person is smart, you have a certain level of respect for that person. So if you're saying, well, you can't control this and this, why don't you get married? Why don't you put a ring on it? Why don't you, how do you feel? Maybe you should change the religion that you represent and go into another religion.
Maybe they have reservations as to why they don't want to marry the person. The sex is good, but maybe there's other things that's
But
not.
saying that the person is smart. This ain't just on a sexual level.
Yeah, they saying a person is smart, they intelligent, they pretty. They're saying everything is, I like what I like. This is the person that I like. And now
Yes,
I
time together.
went too far.
So
And
the advice from the advice from the panel, and I want comments from you who are watching and viewing this live on YouTube. But the advice from the panel is that the person should just marry instead of burning,
Marry or move,
or just let it go
move
and
away
move
from
on
that.
to something else. I mean, just move on from that situation.
It depends on the person. I mean, if the
it's
person
also,
is not willing to
that's
wait.
not moving on
Because
from.
look at it like this: if the person, you're attracted to that person physically and mentally, so every
Mhm.
time you're around that person, your flesh is going to crawl.
That's right. You're gonna be on fire.
You're gonna want to get that,
And they gonna want to get that too.
Can I
and
tell
they
you?
gonna want to get you. So I mean,
You don't wrestle against flesh and blood. You wrestle against powers and principalities in higher places. Hello, Satan is a
amen, amen.
serious spirit that wrongs.
Here
God
you
said it was going to be an easy walk down here. They done said all these beautiful attributes that this woman carries. And it's not just on an intimate basis, sexually. It's intimate, but it's not sexual all the way.
that. Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with marrying that person, because I guarantee you, if they go their separate ways, you still got to struggle with your sin.
That's right.
Your sin is lust.
So everybody struggles with the sin. We all struggle with the flesh. So do we go around marrying everybody that we want to get busy with?
Well, if you're not willing to marry them, what the hell are you getting busy
Are
for?
you a Mormon?
Who, what?
A Mormon.
Are you a Mormon?
I'm not a Mormon.
Are you
But
a Muslim?
I'm just saying,
Are you a
I'm,
Muslim?
no,
why would you marry any just because you're sexing somebody and you're attracted to them physically, because there's a lot of other attributes that comes along with marrying
ain't
somebody.
that
other
ain't
than
you're
You
dealing with lust.
American. There's
You're
people that
dealing
get
with
married that don't even know the person when they walk to the altar. So
yeah. But they stay married for their religious, cultural backgrounds or what have you. But Donna's sitting over here stuck. All she's talking about is lust.
And why?
I'm trying to figure out, why would you marry somebody just because of your lusting?
You done
I don't get
do
that.
everything
I
to
don't
you
get it.
already.
I
You
don't
gonna
get
let
it.
them have your name?
I mean, you sitting over there. The person is struggling with their Christian faith.
Yeah.
Let that person have their
Get it.
And you sitting up here, all you discussing is lust. Well, a person that you want to be intimate with. Man, you sit up, cut yourself open and look at all the people you done laid with. That's not a pretty picture. So if they marry this person and the person feels mutual and the person apparently is struggling as well, but respecting him with his Christian walk, who knows? He can probably bring her right along into his Christian faith.
Have you been married before, Sylvia?
This ain't about Sylvia.
Oh, here we go. That's all I asked. You can say yes or no.
But this ain't about me.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, she squashed it.
You know,
but I think back to the whole guts of it. I mean, I hope that
what I'm saying is he can lead her to his Christianity and they'll be a better couple. Go for it, bruh. You sustained from it. And
so the bottom line is they need to sustain and move on from this person because
I didn't say that. I said,
or they need to marry them.
Marry them or try it another way. You know,
it ain't no other way because you've already tasted the fruits.
It is another way. Just because you slept with that person don't mean that's all
they with them one time. They slept with them a lot of times.
They get in a relationship with people while they sin.
And they both have an addiction. They both have an addiction for one another.
Okay, now
it's addiction. Addiction. This ain't a cocaine drug. They just have to sex.
It went from having a good relationship, looking good, intelligent, to now it's an addiction. Wait a minute. What movie are you watching again?
Addiction. She said they
what movie is this?
They ain't addicted.
And you know what? I can't go on the direct one. Y'all want to make a movie out of this? Because this will be
flesh is on fire. They got.
But I'm just saying.
But you don't know. Y'all need to both understand that he can bring her into his Christian walk and they can be better people for one another. He needs to stick to his guns and y'all need to respect that man's Christianity. And y'all wrong. Y'all wrong for all this outside.
But he didn't say nothing in this question about wanting to marry her. He just wanted to know what should he do.
He's asking for advice. So he's going to receive some positive feedback from me. You stick to your guns with your Christianity. You get your Christian faith right. You might be able to bring her on into it and y'all can walk and become one. Don't let nobody else tell you nothing else. Don't let nobody else
unmute yourself. What you say, Ben? You think he should go on and marry her?
I mean, if that's a comfortable situation for the both of them, you know, like you said, that's a permanent thing, but you know, you're permanently burned with this person now. That person is a part of the rotten fruit for you, you know, so to speak, you know, and that's not going to change. It's not going to change. I don't see, like, I'm the one that said it. Maybe he should marry. I mean, if that's what he's trying to get out of the situation, you know, you want to be with this person. What is the problem? I understand.
If he's not trying to marry her, he needs to stop sexing her.
Well, hey, she can do the same thing too. She can move on. You can say, he's not doing anything. Say, oh, that's fine. And the next week she dating somebody else. And then what he's saying? Oh, well.
And it doesn't seem that that's what's going on. See, we're now tapping into stuff that, you know, are speculations.
The whole thing is speculation. This person what he said, telling a lie. They can be lying themselves together. Oh yeah, and she a pretty woman. They could be lying. They could be lying, Sylvia. They could be telling the biggest story ever.
Pretty does not mean your physical. See, that's the sin of attraction. When I call somebody ugly, I'm talking about your personality.
There you go.
So when he thinks she's pretty, it's a physical attraction. We all have a type that we're attracted to. That's a physical attraction. You see, the man has never, and the woman apparently likes him enough and respects him enough because she hasn't walked away. And she's struggling with it too.
She hasn't, according to the question. I mean, this was something I would like to follow up on and get more,
I mean, based upon what was said, she has not walked away. She likes him enough, and he likes her enough that I think that they can go ahead and get married, because they can get some counseling. Who says you have to get married and not have marital counseling prior to marriage?
Yeah, marriage is a job. Marriage is a job. You got to keep working at it, just like anything else.
Yeah, who says that they can't? So we're looking at stuff that should not be investigated from the beginning. All he asking is, what should he do? His Christian faith, if it means that much to you, you stick to your guns and you can win her over. Trust me, a woman wants a man that can respect himself. Because if you can respect yourself, then you can respect me.
That's right.
And it's obviously that she hasn't walked away. And I'm sure there's things that they do that isn't, the intimacy get so close to it's going to get hot and heated and they have to resist temptation.
Right.
You're
right. I think that whoever's watching this that did present that question and everyone else who is getting something out of this. I totally agree with both of you guys on this. The thing, Mr. Coleman Green is always welcome to chime in if he chose to, but the thing that I just don't think the flesh should be a reason to marry somebody, but at the same time the Bible does say
but the flesh is weak
in the burn, and I respect that,
and the flesh is weak, so
flesh is weak for all of us, for all of us indeed. So I hope that question, I always like to bring an inquiring minds want to know, because there is a lot of people dealing with a situation and sometimes we think we're the only ones, but we're not. There's a lot of people dealing with it. So moving on, let's talk about, we got a little more time left. Let's talk about, have you ever started dating someone and all of a sudden you find out that they don't celebrate holidays? None.
Oh, Jehovah's Witness.
I mean, they not Jehovah's Witnesses, but they just don't celebrate. I mean, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate either. But I'm just saying, they just don't celebrate them. It's their own personal choice. They don't get into the celebration of them. So, you may get a happy birthday. Anniversaries, they may, of course, that's a time when you have to celebrate each other. But I mean, could you deal with that? I mean, certain holidays is just not really my thing. I mean, like Halloween, I don't get off into that demonic stuff too much, but there's some holidays like anniversaries, birthdays is very important to me. Birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, Easter. There's a few that I do really feel strong about. So could you stay in a relationship? Because I know someone who's dealing with that and they get sad, Valentine's Day, all the holidays that's special to them, their mate does not celebrate. So they get real sad about it.
Why?
People around them that's getting these special flowers.
No, they don't. They don't get real sad.
So what is it? You think it's all just a ploy or what? What do you think?
Why are they doing it?
First off, don't let that person lie to you.
What are they lying about in your opinion?
Everything. Because first and foremost, the most important day to me is my birthday. I care about other stuff, but my birthday, I don't celebrate that with every woman. I have to celebrate every other holiday with a woman. I mean, you can tell me Merry Christmas, you can get me something. Cool, we can exchange gifts. I don't have a problem with that. Mother's Day, if you want to get me, I'm not going out. I don't like to go out in public on Mother's Day because there's
so you can take a leave Mother's Day. What about anniversaries? I married you.
No. We're gonna celebrate. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna celebrate our birthday, and we're gonna celebrate our anniversary. I ain't got time for Ben tonight. He got too many games going on. Now, Valentine's Day, I can take that or leave that, because in the middle of February, the odds are it's storming down rain.
Oh, that's your birthday, February?
No, my birthday's in the middle of the summer.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the summer. But Valentine's Day, I can take it or leave it because it's in the rain. Who's really getting? You got these TV shows, got your head screwed up. That stuff ain't happening on Valentine's Day.
Oh, if your co-workers at work is getting roses and candies and all that delivered, it don't even bother you. It don't bother you.
I don't base my life upon your life. If that's what you do to make you feel good and you mad trying to say, well, Sylvia's not smiling and grinning and skinning for me. For what? Why am I supposed to be grinning and skinning for you? I can go buy me a dozen roses.
I think that depends on how you was raised. I think
No,
that
I'm just saying.
Well, let's hear Ben's thoughts. Let's see what Ben
Hold on. For your friend, she's lying. Your friend lying. Whoever this nut is, she lying.
Oh, I didn't say they was a friend, but they did.
Whoever it is. If you were raised to be into all these holidays that hardcore and that heavy, and you now allegedly with a person who don't celebrate them kind of holidays,
exactly.
I can't see that relationship lasting. That's a personal opinion, because people get too caught. Easter. What have you seen a rabbit give birth and gave birth to no damn egg?
Well, it's the meaning, not the season.
It's
not about the eggs and the chocolate bunnies and all that. Hold that thought, Sylvia. Let's hear what Ben has to say.
Because Christmas is about Easter is about the Passover.
We know what it. We know.
So if you're caught up in, I'm just saying, if they caught up into that, if you caught up into Christmas, well, let me tell you something. Jesus Christ wasn't born December 25th.
But that's an opinion in another show. Hold it.
Nothing.
Benjamin, say your piece, brother.
They said no Labor Day, no Memorial Day, no Veterans Day. Nothing. Like no Thanksgiving. So what they gonna do for Black Friday? They're not buying that for Black Friday. That's wow.
That's why I said she's lying.
But I know.
Could you keep dating a person who came to you saying, no, I'm not, I don't do all that?
But what does that mean? You just because they don't do all that, what is all that? Like, are you the one that got to decorate the house, put the tree in? You can have all that stuff done, even if that person doesn't celebrate those holidays. That they can say, I don't celebrate that holiday, but you still involved in it.
Well, they may not want to go to like holiday festivities or go to the parents' house to eat. They may not want to exchange gifts, or they just don't get involved.
Okay, give me your credit card. Give me a credit card. I go to the store, buy my own gift. Thank you. Merry Christmas. I mean, come on, man. We putting ourselves in a mindset to really be messing ourselves. I know people now, especially they getting into the business thing, where all their stuff is buying their kids stock or cryptocurrency.
Makes
so
sense,
they're not celebrating none of that stuff at all. Anytime Thanksgiving come, they put money into the account for their kids. Christmas come, they put money into the account for kids. They buying them a lot. Oh, this year we're gonna add to your life insurance policy. This year we're going to buy cryptocurrency. I'm going to teach you about this. We're going to learn about, they're not doing all that because all you're doing is making other people rich. That's basically what you're doing. You're spending all your money and energy making somebody else rich. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
I can see that. I can see that. So the question is, could you date or be with somebody who were not celebrating holidays?
I could, yeah, for sure.
And it wouldn't cause any strife or separation. You would be okay with it.
Not me. I don't care nothing about all that. That's
you would be okay with it.
I mean, they got like in Michigan, they do Swedish Day. They don't do Swedish Day here. I didn't even know they didn't do Swedish Day. I'm like, man, ain't the Swedish Day about to happen?
I never heard of no Swedish Day.
It's a big holiday in some other states like Chicago, Michigan. It's like a Valentine's Day. It's called the Swedish Day.
Oh, okay.
Where you bring sweets and stuff. And different places like Thanksgiving in Canada is like, I think it's in like October. So I mean, so if you move to a whole nother country, their holidays, you gonna make all that your holiday? I mean, let's go with it. Like, come on now.
I get it, and I get it. I understand, and I don't think that should be the deciding factor of stop dating.
Some people feel that all these holidays you're supposed to roll out these big red carpets, do all these elaborate things, and it just doesn't. I never been a big fan of. I liked Christmas, but as I've gotten older, it's like, oh, okay, it's Christmas. I'll get you a few things, and we gonna chill and enjoy each other. I never really did enjoy holidays for the gifts. I enjoy because family that I don't see every day. And the same with Thanksgiving. I don't get to see you, but maybe 2-3 times a year, which will be Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And food that you don't eat every day, it's made with love.
Oh yeah, that mac and cheese.
Nobody thinking about mac.
I'm telling you, when I tell you I'm not doing Ben tonight, like with every holiday, like Labor Day, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, I just always enjoy getting together and seeing people I don't see on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And it was not about gifts. I can care less if you want me and my kids gifts. When one year everybody came to my house and I gave everybody a candy cane.
And my family are huggers, so you expect every holiday that you're gonna get hugged down, because I got a big family, and so you're gonna get that hug time. And then that's what you anticipate, like, okay, the hug time is coming. So every holiday, that's what can you little people get out the screen?
Okay, bye.
Sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy.
Oh.
It's like people, I don't know. I know people who sit up here and spend, it's like, did you really spend? I've never been that way. I'm very frugal. My sister laughs at me. They would tell you that girl, my money don't get spent like that.
Yeah.
That's
and that's a good thing. I mean, I respect everybody's point of view about this,
but for your birthday, I'm gonna roll out the red carpet.
Yeah, birthdays are special. Now,
right. I want the red carpet rolled out for me.
Because made outfit.
Yeah, it's a day that you don't share with everybody.
Made outfit for the birthday. That's a holiday.
Well, I thank you guys for that feedback, and I'm gonna end this with one last question. We always have to shoot a real grown folk question out there. This is going to be our last question of the evening. This is about, okay, we all have had that ex that gives you the real good sex. The ex that gives you the good sex, right? Every time you think about it, your toes curl, right? So you're on a drought right now. You are droughted out. Ain't nothing happened in months. You just, man, and every time you think about sex, you just start having spasms. Right? So, would you go there with your ex until something else came along? If this ex was open to, okay, we can get it in, it's all good. I ain't seeing nobody right now. Hey, shoot. I remember it was good. You remember it was good. Let's do this. Would you do that if you was on a drought until you got with somebody else?
Yes.
Were you up in my head?
What you say, Ben?
Yes.
You would do it?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I mean, but would you explain to the ex that this was just a temporary thing? Or would you just do it just to kind of see what it is? I mean, because they are ex for a reason, right? They are ex for a reason.
Yeah. You can have different types of divorces.
Uh-oh.
You can separate from one and not the other. That didn't do you wrong. Maybe you can, because people call them by different names. So maybe you can the whole time call them by the name, the part. So then you like, okay. So I'm not really messing with you. I'm messing with Joyce. Her name Joyce. So, your name was whatever, but her name Joyce. So yeah. I'm dating Joyce right now. Is it okay? You can call them up with that. Is it okay if I spend some
So
time
calling
with
them another name will help you get through the.
hey, is it? You can call them up, especially if you know what the name. You know the.
Man, you got any backwoods over there with you?
Huh?
You need to roll up you a backwood.
No, I'm keeping it real. You call them up and say, hey, because people have people have names and things. Like you call them up, hey, can I have some time with Tucci? Yeah, what?
With Tucci?
Yeah, can I have
But
some?
y'all watching out here, this is what we do. Grown folk talk. We just bring it to
and then
you.
they understand.
Please chime in because they keep me going. They keep
you know what? That has happened, and that ex was not the reason was not a good reason, but we've been currents for a minute now. So yeah.
There you go.
Because it's in common. I mean,
that wasn't the only thing. We're very in that room. We are very compatible in that realm, but it's just we missed each other. It was more than that. You know what I mean?
Oh, so
it was more than a sex.
Which was whatever name, and his was what it missed each other. Or was y'all two the people missed each other?
It wasn't the alter egos.
Oh, okay.
It was the real human beings in the forefront. We really did miss each other because we sat down, we talked, we laughed. That's
a lot of chuckling, huh? Yeah, a lot of laughing and joking.
Oh, this one is something.
A lot of that. Ooh, you remember that?
I mean, I don't know what to say because
he's too much. He's
the thing is you're on a drought and because you need something.
No, I'm trying to explain to you. You asked a question, but I got Mr. Backseat of my Jeep Let's Swinger episode over here.
Yeah, there you go. See what I mean?
That's all right though.
It's funny how R. Kelly fits into everything we done tonight almost.
R. Kelly?
Don't tune him out.
Nothing wrong.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bumping.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn him on.
Y'all are
yeah, we've been back together.
I can't be skipping no week of show because when I skip a week, y'all come back on fire. On fire.
That explosion only happens. You get that one and you can be explosive with, and y'all have good chemistry. Other than that, I don't think that's something you won't let go no more.
She drop her shoulder. Did you see that? She dropped her shoulder.
Uh-oh.
I can't stand you right now. I really can't stand you right now because I'm so not trying to do this with you.
Dropped a shoulder, and that's how Hot Lips do it. But I just want to say, y'all, we went over time a little bit, but I want to say I've enjoyed this show. This show has enlightened me, and I know it has enlightened others. Coleman Green was on the panel also, but he was first time just taking it in, and we are looking to see him next time. But you guys have been awesome. To my viewing audience, I appreciate your comments. Subscribe to the channel. Let us know that we're doing a good job, that you enjoy whatever question. And if you have any questions that you would like for me to pose on the show, as an inquiring minds want to know, please let me know. I can be reached on YouTube, Donna Smith, aka Lady D, Facebook, Donna Smith. Also, you can email me, dgrier12,000@yahoo.com. And on that note, I want to sign off and say, be grown or
be gone.
See you guys next week. We'll be